Mold exposure can cause some severe nutrient deficiencies, and I'll talk about in this video things like B12, magnesium, zinc, selenium, trace minerals, all these things. First, let me say I'm not a medical doctor, it's not medical advice. It's based on my 22 years of experience and research. This is for informational and educational purposes only. So what kind of nutrient deficiencies can you see from mold exposure, and why would you even become deficient in them? Well, number one, you're looking at like B12. B12 is a huge one because when people have mold exposure, they can't break down proteins typically well or animal products down well. And when they consistently eat these things, they're not really even going to get their B12 out of it. And then their B12 becomes low, and then you got problems with the neurological systems, you got problems with the nervous system, you got problems with digestion, assimilation of protein. It makes it even worse. You got problems with the liver, all the things that go along with B12 deficiency. So the next deficiency you're going to see is magnesium. Magnesium is probably the most important of all deficiencies because magnesium is a mineral that's important for stress resistance. And when you have chronic mold exposure, what happens is there's a depletion, constant depletion of magnesium. Every time there's a reaction to the mold, every time there's a reaction to a food, every time there's some significant stressor, you deplete your magnesium storages further on an intracellular level. And then when that happens, guess what? Your body starts to become more and more reactive because calcium starts to influx into the cells more and more frequently in a higher rate, and then your mast cells become more and more reactive. This is what I see with clients, and this is why magnesium is just absolutely so critical. You get your magnesium from a plant-based form. You could get your B12 from a plant-based form. B12 is from chickpea or chickpea sprouts, and then the magnesium is from marine algae, right? So the next one is going to be zinc. Zinc is another critical one. It is important for immune function, fighting off viruses, stabilizing your resistance to stress and repairing your body, and just basically keeping your body from not being wiped out by stressors or external pathogens, etc. And zinc is critical. It also is critical for 600 plus enzymatic reactions like magnesium. It's a critical cofactor for hundreds of enzymatic reactions, including enzyme production like digestive enzymes, things for protein digestion, etc. So zinc is another critical one that's depleted from stress and from mold exposure. The next is going to be selenium. Selenium is critical for your cellular health. It's critical for antioxidant production. It's critical for thyroid health. It's critical for so many things, getting rid of, heavy metals, mycotoxins, those other things. So it gets really wiped out typically because most people have a low selenium diet as is, and when they get exposed to mold, it really depletes some of their selenium, and it gets their body in a place where they're having even more detox symptoms and more cellular health issues. The last thing I want to say is trace minerals. Trace minerals are often depleted also because when you have chronic stress, you deplete the mineral storages, and your minerals get released, right? And when that happens, guess what? Your trace minerals are key for your neurological health, your electrical function, your body, your liver function, your immune system, etc. And your body just starts to go haywire. So when your B12, your magnesium, your zinc, your trace minerals, all these things are low, what happens? You have major problems. Where are some other key ones that get low? Iron, vitamin D and iron. Vitamin D and iron are classic things that you see with mold exposure. If you got low vitamin D, you got low iron, you got low B12, all these things are common signs of mold exposure. So how do you get your vitamin D? You can get it from lichen, you can get it from a plant. The iron you can get from a plant as well. All these vitamins, all these minerals, you got to get from plants only. That's the only way they're actually going to absorb. You're going to replace these deficiencies because mold exposure will drain you of all your key nutrients. So once again, your key nutrients are going to be zinc, selenium, magnesium, B12, vitamin D, iron, trace minerals. All these things, they all get depleted when you have mold illness, and you got to replace them. If you don't, you're going to have major issues. You're going to have major issues. So thanks for watching, everybody. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. My website is endsickness.org. Take care.